Alright, we're in. $100 to $1,000 challenge has officially began. I entered with 20x leverage with $100. Everyone talks about the next 10x, the next 100x, but I'm just here to do my daily scalps and get out. Take profits and get out. That should be the goal. You want to end up with more money than you came in with. That is the game of trading. Welcome to Trade Tour in episode 2. We do this every Tuesday. Currently on Weex here, waiting to enter a new long. I do think it's a good time to long, honestly, and we may even enter a long in this episode. But first of all, what have I been up to in the past week? It's been a good week. I had one bad day, and then I had 6 very, very good days. Now, I do send regular updates here to the Telegram group, the Mindblow group. It's a free group you can join. Every time I was longing Ethereum, it's been a week of Ethereum, man. I've been longing Ethereum like a madman. Now, I had one bad trade here, and I did say it. I'm all about the transparency. You should know, not every day is going to be a success. And that's why you need to have good risk management. It's so important. But here's my message. Quick morning update. GM, everyone. Scalped Ethereum twice today. Both longs, both in profit. Bought the dip, took profit, re-entered lower, took profit again. Clean entries, clean exits. I just drew up the Fibonacci retracement here on the 1 minute time frame, and I was just scalping. As you can see my entry, my exit, my entry, my exit, another 2 entries and an exit. I don't go for the 10x's, man. And then I wasn't trading a lot of this sideways range here. I was waiting for something more. I thought I could swing this one, but then again, I entered, I exited, I entered again, I exited again, and it's good I did exit because we finally had the long-awaited dump that everybody has been waiting for. So I didn't trade much yesterday. Everybody's been waiting for this dump, yes, but Ethereum is still creeping up to the $3,000 range. If you look over to Weex, to Bitcoin, this is what the chart looks like. I mean, this is the 15-minute chart in this pattern here. Generally, I don't really like this pattern, but again, it is the 15-minute chart. This shark fin, or whatever this pattern is called, the shark fin pattern, generally, it's not the most bullish pattern, but we have seen it go to the upside sometimes. Now, this is on the 15-minute chart. Last video I made, I called a new Bitcoin all-time high. Chart overall looks bullish, and in my opinion, we're gonna have a new all-time high for Bitcoin this week. And it did happen. Last week, it was before we had the all-time high. We had one weekly close right here, the highest weekly close we've ever had. When that happens, Bitcoin prints a new all-time high 85% of the time. So we did have a new all-time high, and oh boy, was it explosive. What a move. Congrats to everyone who made profits. Congrats to everyone. And now we had the absolute highest weekly close ever. Does that mean, again, 85% of chance to print a new all-time high? Yeah, that's what it means. But there's the 50% chance going to close below. We may get a bit of a retracement. I don't believe it's going to happen, but it's definitely one of the possibilities. My target right now is in the $150,000 range for Bitcoin. I think that this is where it's going to go in the next couple of weeks. It could go straight up, could go down in range and then hit it. In the next couple of weeks, that is my target for Bitcoin, and I will position myself accordingly to this. I will open longs accordingly. Right now, I'm not in a trade. As I said, I'm on Weex here, non-KYC exchange. You can join it from anywhere in the world. There's a link in the description. If you join from my link, you get all kinds of benefits, including lower fees and a certain amount of cash back if you deposit. So if you're into leverage trading, you want to long, you want to short, this is probably one of the best places to do it. They have so many coins to choose from, so many pairs you can trade. They have great liquidity, and it's generally an exchange I really, really like. So my original idea for today's video was to enter with $100 and to try to turn that into $1,000. Now, since I didn't find a good entry since this morning, and as you can see, it's been just ranging and going slightly downwards, it's not good for an entry right now. So I'm not gonna force an entry just because I do this every Tuesday. Looking at my P&L here, I said in the last video I was making about $100 per day. I guess that's on average. You can't say it like that. Of course, I have bad days, I have good days. Like on the 7th, we had a day of $200 profits. On the 14th, yesterday, we had $734 profits. On the 13th, we had $155 profits. But then if you look at the 12, don't look, 1,600 minus, so negative. So a losing trade. That was the bad day for me. So it happens, and you need to be mindful of that. We're not always gonna have good days, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't do signals. It can backfire so bad. You gotta have your own strategy. I like scalping. As you know, I love to sculpt. I love a quick entry and a quick exit. So if I enter along here, I wouldn't look for a new all-time high. I would look to exit already here, where this range is. That's what I like to do. One of the ways that I can find out where my exit is going to be is just at the next lower high. So how does that work? So for example, we had a higher high here, which is the highest high, had a lower high here. It tried to break above, it wasn't successful. Another lower high, I guess you can call it, and it's gonna print another lower high, most likely somewhere around here, before it decides whether it's gonna do this or if it's gonna do this and keep falling to enter a lower low right here. So those are the possible scenarios. Either way, I'm not gonna risk it, and this is where I would exit. This will be my exit right here. Yeah, I'm a chart Picasso today. Look at all those drawings. I'm really good at this, aren't I? But look at the 1 minute chart. It's not looking bad. Honestly, it's not looking, but there was an entry. I didn't spot it. There was an entry. If we look at the 1 minute chart here on the Trading View app, yeah, it's already a little bit in the overbought area. So I love to sculpt the 1 minute chart a little bit overbought. I prefer, if I enter, I need the 1 minute chart to be oversold. So in this area here, and I need the 5 minute chart to be oversold as well. So in this area here. So this would have been right here, would have been a good entry for me. So if we open two Bitcoin charts here, one on the 5 minute, one on the 1 minute chart, the bottom for the 5 minute chart was here, and here was the confirmation. So on the 1 minute chart, it's this area here. So this would have been a good entry for me. Now, if I stayed in this trade, I would have been at a loss first for 0.4% at 15x leverage. That's quite a bit. But staying in this trade until this area here, another 0.4% up, probably I would have looked to take profits already. So that would be a nice scalp, right? So that's kind of how I look at entries. And as I said, yeah, you see the 1 minute chart found a little bit of a top here. It's gonna go down to either retest some areas or to print a higher low, which would be ideal. Now, if I'm looking to swing trade, I would definitely look at the 1 hour and the 30-minute time frame. Both don't look good right now. On Bitcoin, we have the 21 moving average right here, the green line, and then we have the 200 moving average as well, which is the blue line. They are converging. Convergence like this, where the 21 goes below the 200, is not good. We need an explosive move right now to reclaim this as fast as possible. And if we go back in the time frame and see when did this happen last, so we had a convergence here, a consolidation below it, and then the 21 went back above. After it did go back above, we had this explosive move to a new all-time high from 108,000. So that's the last time that the 21 was below the 200, was at 108 before the new all-time high. So this convergence here is not a good look, and it may lead me to believe that I want to scalp short actually. But since I am unsure right now, what I am sure about is Bitcoin is going to print a new all-time high in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That is my opinion, and I stand by it. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get bearish before we get bullish this week, perhaps. The 21 moving average here can definitely start falling down as the 200 moving average goes to the side, and this would not be a good look. The price would range then, and we would need an explosive move to the upside to make the convergence back, to inverse the convergence. Of course, that's on the 30-minute time frame. If we look at the 1 hour, it's not looking like that at all. And the 21 moving average is definitely above the 200. If we look at the daily, we're so far away from the 21 or the 200 price-wise that maybe Bitcoin wants to touch it. Maybe the price wants to touch the moving average and then go back up. So that would be around 113,000. Very much a possibility. It's definitely, all of this is in play, right? We can't predict the future. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of swing trading. For me, it's very difficult to predict when exactly a move will happen. On the higher time frames, I know it will happen, but exactly when, I don't know. If I knew, I'd be a millionaire. I wouldn't be doing videos. I'd be chilling on a yacht in Thailand, right? But what I do know is how to scalp for small profits. I know how to enter here and exit here. That's my thing. That's what I love to do, and that's sustainable for me. A lot of my friends have been going in reckless longs and reckless shorts, and if one of you is watching this video, I know you're gonna recognize yourself in this, and I'm sorry, bro. You gotta be a little less gambling and more trading. It's about small, consistent profits. At least that's how I look at it, right? But the 5-minute looks good here. The 5-minute looks very good here. This could be a good entry for a little scalp. Waiting for the 1 minute to cool off a little bit here, but this could be a good entry. We're gonna put $100 here. Oh, there we go. It already started. Oh no, it started. Come on, quick. All right, we're in. $100 to $1,000 challenge has officially began. I entered with 20x leverage with $100. Could have been a bit more risky with the leverage, considering it's only $100, and we're not gonna make too much profits, especially for scalping with only $100. In order to scalp successfully, you need bigger trades. My usual scalps, I would enter with $4,000 or $5,000 on 10 to 15x leverage, and then you can scalp. Then you can get proper profits. Of course, very risky to do these things, but again, that's what I like to do. That's what I know how to do. You need to figure out what you're good at when it comes to leverage. There's so many different things you can do here. You gotta just find your edge. You gotta find your niche. For me, it's scalping. I love it. I'm good at it. I'm making profits. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's important. Are you going to come out of this with more money than you entered with? That remains to be seen, right? But that's what you're after. Now, Weex being a non-KYC exchange is so important as well. A lot of people, especially a lot of people watching this channel, are also from North America, and there's so many exchanges you can't even access. And there's all kinds of different parts of the world that also, for various reasons, can't access Texas. And a CEX is so much better for leverage than any decentralized option I've ever tried. So no matter what I think about CEXs, no matter what you think about CEXs, they're the place to be when it comes to leverage. They have the liquidity, they have the pairs, they have the volume. And yeah, it is what it is, right? As far as CEXs, Weex, one of the good guys. And of course, I never did KYC. I just made an account. I put two-step verification to be safe, and I started trading. Deposited some money. There we go. So for now, we're gonna stay in this trade. This trade is looking good. I like how the money line is converging here. It's going up. This part is going up. The VWAP is going up. We got our RSI going up. Everything is looking good here on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute as well, we have a nice little money curve. This is the money line, and the money curve is going to go back up and back down and back up and back down. We've been in the red money line, money flow, for quite a while. This is since last night, basically. So if we look at the money flow in the past, whenever we had a little bit of a curve here and then a curve like this, it started going back up. The price followed. Usually what happens, what I would see on the 1 minute time frame, is it would go up, curve slightly, go back down, curve slightly, and then explode to the upside. So I've seen that so many times. So very possible it's going to happen. What I think here, it's the sort of temporary bottom on the very, very small time frames. Whereas the 30-minute time frame, the 50-minute time frame, we definitely want to see, first of all, on the 50-minute, we want to see the price above the 21 moving average. That's the first thing. Second thing, it needs to retest the 200 moving average. If it does that successfully, bounces up, the 21 moving average will go above the 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, most likely as well on the 30-minute chart, and then we would just have a slight little curvature here. This goes down, this goes up, and we would be looking awesome. We would be looking set for the $150,000 target that we have set for Bitcoin. For now, it's dancing around my entry here with a $100 trade. 100 to 1,000 challenge officially began. We're going to see by the end of this video what's going to happen, and that's my update for Bitcoin, my update for what's going on in the markets. I hope you like our Tuesday overviews. I'm going to stay in this trade meanwhile, and I'll give you an update throughout the day on the Telegram group what's been going on, but otherwise, next Tuesday, you're gonna find out what's been going on and how our challenge is going. I don't know if I should title this video 100 to 1,000 episode 1. I guess it is episode 1. I entered the first trade here. I'll figure out what I do with the title. I don't want people to say it's misleading and this and that. We're just doing market updates, and then we're also doing some live trading on the side. But before the video ends, I'll be back with an update. Let's see if we're gonna make it. We need to make a 10x. I can be a lot more reckless with these trades since it's $100, and I'm not afraid to lose $100, so I can be a lot more reckless with my trading. I should have honestly done like a 50x leverage here. 50x leverage would have been great. And we got the breakout. Here we go. $13 in profits right now. $13 closer to the big 1,000, or 13%, going very well right now. I spotted this. I could have gone in a little bit later. Could have gone a better entry, but we're doing good. Breakout is ongoing. Higher high has been printed, and we're gonna follow, see what happens. But I'll see you next week. Until then, take it easy and stay safe and stay profitable.